What's up to all my peoples alone in the zone? Is that guy with the gift to depict, John Eli Lopez, back again with another one, trying to get you one step closer to being the king or the queen of the pencil. My belief is all art skill starts with the basics. So mastering the pencil would never steer you wrong. And today, we'll be covering tips and tricks to drawing hair. Yes, hair. That thing that you love to style, but hate to clean up. I would not be listing anything. Instead, I'm just going to ride through the video. So let's get started. I'm using an iPad with the Apple Pencil, and I'll be using the Technical pen. I first started out with my male head shape that I'll be using for all the different hairstyles that I'll be doing today. The reason I let this play out, I wanted to take you guys through the steps of me drawing the head first. I like you guys to see, from beginning to end. This first head I'm doing, of course, I guess what you can see, I'm getting the waves in. This is going to be a wave haircut. He has the tightest hairline. Just came out the barber shop. If you guys watched my first video, I covered the value scale. And basically, waves are exactly what it is. It's waves going up and down. So we are going from dark to light on each individual wave. But I first laid them out, my lines out first. And there you have it. And the shape of the head, always remember that the hair lies on top of the head. So the shape of my head is just a guide, but the hair lies on top. So the hair must be a little higher than whatever your skull is, unless you're doing someone with a bald head, right? So first, with this hair, this is more of, I broke this style of hair into its simplest shapes first. And if you watch, as I'm doing each shape, as I'm adding the strands of hair in there, you see I'm following the direction of each of the shape, and I'm leaving the highlights where I see them. The highlights, anytime you're doing hair, you want to get some form of reference of the style of hair or the type of hair you're doing, so you can work off the reference. And it does not have to be exact, but it is a starting point to show you how light reflects off of hair. And break it down into its simplest shapes first. That is a tip and a trick you need to remember. This is more of a curly hairstyle. If you see, I did the outline first before I started putting in the fade on the side and darkening the top. Then I came in with the eraser and added some little highlights for the individual curls in the hair. This is another hairstyle. This is more fine hair that I'm breaking in. I'm breaking into the individual shapes first. So always remember, no matter what type of hair you're doing, break it down into the shapes that you see. The biggest, largest shapes. This one is more intricate, but it's still broken down into its simplest shapes, and I am following the direction of each shape. That is something you definitely need to remember when you're doing hair. When you break it down into its shapes, follow the direction of each individual shape you're doing. And with the layers, remember, under each layer is a shadow. So that should help you as you're doing it too. Under each layer will have a shadow. So it doesn't matter how much layers you're doing. Don't get confused with the overall look. Now we're moving on to the females. And same concept. Break it down into its simplest shapes. This hairstyle I'm doing is layered. but I'm still following the direction of each large shape that I did. It's basically 5 shapes that I broke down, and the individual strands as I'm doing. And as long as it's following the direction and the flow of the hair, you should be all right. I know a lot of people struggle with that. There you have it. This one, I definitely wanted to do a braided hair. So I know a few people told me doing braids was definitely challenging. So I wanted to throw that in there too. And if you see, I did each individual braid, and I'm following the direction of each braid as they are wrapped together. So if you watch, I outlined the whole hair. This hairstyle is not really layered. The real intricacy was within the braids. So I want to make sure and get the braid right first, and then finish up the rest of the hair, because the braids is what told the story. So now I'm moving on to the other side, and I'm following the direction of her hair. It's behind the ear, so it's a little darker there. It's a shadow there to create that illusion of the hair flowing behind her ear. There you have it. Okay, now we're moving on to the sister. If you see, I made sure and outlined the hair first and colored in the whole thing dark, and then came in with the eraser and added the individual curls on top of that. And that created that frizzy look. And this one here is one more type of braided dread look. So this one was a little kind of intricate like the braids. But I chose these different hairstyles to show you that, you know, no matter what you're doing, always remember that with the lights and darks, as long as you follow the direction of the hair, you break it down into shapes first, and then you follow the direction of the shapes you have created, you should be all right. And you can always erase. That's why I always talk about the pencil, because that basic skill will be a foundation to becoming, great at art. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, beat up that subscribe button, hit the like, leave me a comment. Any feedback is appreciated. Signing off, John Eli Lopez. Till next time, y'all be safe, and I'll catch y'all later.